Jeffrey, Lindsey Graham this weekend said that Donald Trump's taking a wrecking ball to the Republican Party. Do you think he is hurting the brand? Or do you think he's hurting the brand that many Republicans right now want to portray?
Well, as you noted, I worked for President Reagan, and President Reagan went through this kind of thing where he was repeatedly accused of being, before he was elected president, by establishment Republicans of being an extremist and out of touch. And some people even said he was a racist, all of this kind of thing. There's nothing new with this. This has been going on with moderate Republicans and conservatives for decades. So here comes Donald Trump. The very fact that Anna, as you noticed, is sort of hedging a little bit on this and talking about sanctuary cities is because
what
Donald
exactly
Trump
am I hedging on? I have said over and over now for weeks that sanctuary cities are a legitimate issue and that Donald Trump is not a legitimate candidate. Which part am I hedging on? I mean, I think go ahead and do your entire Trump thing, but leave me the heck out of it. Do me that favor, will you? I am not hedging on Donald Trump.
I
condemn his comments. I think they're racist, and I think they are bad for the Republican Party. How's that for hedging?
Well,
let me Jeffrey, go ahead.
Let me tell you this. I think the Republican Party has a tendency to paternalize Latinos. I mean, all the Latinos we have in this country who came here legally, who did the right thing, are being insulted here by the Republican Party.
Well, thank you for telling me what should be insulting, but you see, I'm one of those Latinos that came here with a visa on a plane that went through the process, and no, I don't think that the Republican Party is being paternalistic. I don't find Marco Rubio, I don't find Jeb Bush paternalistic. So thank you for lecturing me on what I should be feeling about the Republican Party as a Latino. Now, would you like to make a point?
I don't think you're a Latino, Anna. I think you're an American, just like me.
What am I? What do you think
You're an
I
American,
am?
just like me and like everybody else in this country who's here legally.
I am an American.
That's all we're talking about.
America is my home, and I'm an American who was born in Nicaragua and naturalized under Ronald Reagan's amnesty.
Yes.
Now,
yes,
go ahead.
100%.
Now that you've lectured me on how I should feel as a Republican, now that you've lectured me on what I'm hedging about, and now that you've lectured me about what I am, do you have an actual point?
Are you not an American,
Anna? Because I'm not going to argue with you about what you are.
Okay,
are you not
Jeff,
an American?
Respond.
Are you not an American?
Of course. Did I not just say I'm an American citizen? I'm a proud naturalized American.
There are no Latinos in this country. There are no African Americans.
Okay, well, you're the one that brought up the term, but go right ahead.
We are all Americans, and that's what we're talking about here. And we've got a lot of people who believe very strongly, and you saw those people with Donald Trump on over the weekend, whose family members have been killed, and they weren't getting any attention to this fact because they were killed by illegal immigrants. This is wrong. This is morally wrong. The Republican Party should never, ever be on the side of taking the civil rights of American citizens, having them lose their children because somebody is in this country illegally. That is wrong.
The point you're making is so
Anna
completely
and Jeffrey, you
moot.
both touched on points that I think this debate is now
There's not
ignited.
one comprehensive immigration solution out there being offered that does not call for weeding out and immediately deporting criminal aliens. That is in every responsible comprehensive immigration reform that's been proposed in the last 10, 15 years. And I, as somebody that came here legally, as somebody that naturalized as an American, I'm absolutely supportive of the first thing we do is get rid of those bad apples that came to this country and that did things wrong. They have no place in this country.